Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. Well, I am here working on the corn planter. This morning I got it pulled out of the corner of the shed, well, back that way, and got it unfolded in here about halfway. That way I can work on it. And I'll take and put you back into my official camera holder, also known as my Carhartt pocket. There we go. So, right now what I'm working on is I've got to put a new sprocket onto this fertilizer pump. Well, as part of the pump drive. There we are, there's the new one. What happened last year, sure enough, Dad said he went to change the sprocket setting and somehow the chain bound up and snapped it. That's an 8-tooth sprocket. And so had to get another one. That way we can get the correct rate here on the fertilizer pump. These are called a squeeze pump. And what I'm doing right now is loosening up the chain tensioner. It was right around there. We'll take the chain clear off because I've got to change both top and bottom sprockets to get back to the setting that I want. And so I just looked in the book, and what I want is 8 to 10 sprocket setup. So this here is going to be the driver, which will go right down here on the bottom. And number 10 is going to be the driven. That's going to be up here on the pump. Because as you increase, well, let's see here. If you increase the driver and decrease the size of the driven, it speeds up. If you decrease driver and increase driven, it slows down. And so, but like I say, right now we are running let's see here. It was the next setting below. That way we could keep running last spring to finish up. And I think it's 15 to 20, which was the next step down in the book for pounds per acre of nitrogen. And so I want to get, like I say, now with that new sprocket, I'll go back and I'll go back to the 8 to 10 ratio, and I'll get back up where I want. Because this thing, you can see right there, it has four different sizes of sprockets, and I never thought I should have grabbed a crescent wrench. And let's see. Grab the 3/4, that works as well. I thought that would just spin off there, but it don't want to. But this is a John Deere 7000. It's an older planter. I think it's 1986. We got it back in 2007 out of Illinois. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the 10 tooth. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oop, that's 9 tooth. Well, maybe this is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Guess what? My night school paid off. I can count to 10. Okay, we'll put that sprocket back on there for right now. And now I need a little small wrench to take these blocks here off. But like I was saying, this is it's a 12-row planter, and but we're still one of the few people out there that we plant wide row, 38-inch spacing, and so this is actually a well, they call it a 12-row wide for wide row. And this planter could actually be set up for a 16-row, 30-inch row spacing. You could just simply add 4 more row units onto it and push them together. But we have run wide row, well, as long as I can remember. And population-wise, we get just as good as everybody else in this area. And so, the way I look at it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, that's got those 2 big sprockets off. Kind of restack them back there in the order that they came off of. About like that. There we go. And for anybody that saw my video that I just posted yesterday about the grain dryer, our new grain dryer that we're having installed. Let's see here. In the video, you saw it was actually on its wheels. And, well, the company came back down today, and they got it jacked up. They got the wheels taken off, and it's up on its feet. It's got, I think they're a 42-inch leg that sits on. It's it's kind of corrugated type of steel that it sits on, and so it sits pretty near 4 feet up off the ground from the bottom of the dryer. It's almost 4 feet to the concrete, and so it's really jacked up compared to the old dryer. Okay, let's go double check that on the book. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and we are wanting, 8 to 10. 8 driver, 10 driven. So, the new sprocket is going to go down here on the bottom, just like that. Oh, it's got paint inside of it. It does not want to jump on that. There we go. Huh. That's all. It must be kind of like directional or something. It only went on one way. But like I say, this is a squeeze pump. And actually, the popular ones that they have out now are a piston pump. And that's basically what it is. It's No, in fact, almost like kind of like an air compressor. As the piston pushes forward toward the head of, well, kind of like an engine also, it pushes fertilizer, and then also when it pulls back, I guess it'd be like a two-stage. When it pulls back, it pumps fertilizer, and so it's pumping both going forward and backward. It's pushing the fertilizer through, and like I say, that's a piston pump, and this here's a squeeze pump. Take you out of my pocket, that way you can see the back of this pump here. Back here where you see these rubber tubes, there will be a metal plate that I put over that. It's like a base, like a half moon type of a plate that sits up against that. And then it's got springs that keep it compressed against these tubes, and that these rollers that you see here, I get here on the front, right there, just go around and round and round. And so basically, I guess you could call it, imagine taking a rolling pin on a garden hose and lay the hose out flat on a hard surface, and then take a rolling pin, for example, and then push down and just start rolling. You're going to start pushing water out the other end of it. And so that's basically what that squeeze pump is doing. It's got three rollers, and as they roll around against that back, it just starts it just starts forcing the fertilizer right through these tubes, and the fertilizer goes down the tubing and out right here. Right there's a tube coming down, and it comes out on the back side of that knife blade. These are a Yetter single disc fertilizer opener. These are not original. We got the planter in 2007, and for the first couple years that we had it, it had the old John Deere double disc fertilizer opener, and they sit kind of like at a V shape with a fertilizer tube kind of sitting right in the middle. Well, for doing a no-till corn in our muck ground, these single disc Yetter do a whole lot better job of actually cutting through. And so I added those on. Oh wow. I'm guessing probably along about 2010, roughly, 2011. And so they've actually worked pretty good. I liked them. Okay, I wanted to double check on that one, make sure it was number 10. Put that little cap back on the end. And then on this pump, like I was just showing you there, those back plates, I will actually wait until, right before we're ready to go to put the back plates on. And that way it's not sitting here for the next several weeks with that hose smashed against that back plate. And so that way I put the back plates on, we take off and go. And then, like I say, once we get done planting, I take the back plates back off for the year. That way it doesn't keep these rubber hoses back here just smashed flat all the time. Well, actually, it'll have a flat spot in the hose. And that way they stay, for the most part, round. So we'll put the chain back on. And also a quick side note. I noticed here a couple days ago that picked up a few new subscribers. So I think that's kind of neat. So thanks for subscribing. And if you like what you see, just hit the subscribe button. However, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, If you're looking for a channel that has all the fancy music and all the fancy editing, well, guess what? Keep looking. Because I'm not going to take the time to sit around for 3 to 4 hours every evening trying to edit video and all that. And so, if you're looking for all the fancy editing and all the everything like that, well, guess what? Keep on looking, because I'm not going to do it. My videos are uncut, unedited, and as you can see, straight to the point. Have any questions? Feel free to comment. I don't care about questions. That's fine with me. Ask away. Okay, since I adjusted those sprockets down, I'm happy that I've got to readjust this tensioner itself because it's actually set up for a bigger sprocket, not these small ones. And so the chain, as you can see, you got the main arm of the tensioner here that goes back and forth like this, and then it's got basically like an L-shaped piece off the end of it that you can use to tension up or lengthen out for additional. And so, like I say, it's set up to run those bigger sprockets from last year. So I'm happening to readjust everything in order to get it back tight again. And so we got that there. Now I'll readjust the main part. There we are. Not quite what I want. A little tighter. But I think that'll work. Okay, there we go. And sometimes that 2040 chain does not want to tighten up like normal chain. It always has a little bit of slop in it just because of the way it sits into the sprocket. But that's got fairly snug for the most part. It's not going to go anywhere. And I think that should have it. Okay, well, I'm about 20 minutes into this video, and so I was getting awful close to shutting it down here. I will go across the back here and check these press wheel bearings. Okay, those are all good. I have already done the back 4, and I've already done the right hand 4. When I had the planter sitting back there in that corner, the left-hand side was right up against the wall of the shed, and the way it was sitting down next to the floor, even though we keep these stops in, so the wheels carry the weight, and it's got 2 big front jacks up on the 2-point, not the 3-point. Yeah, there they are. We keep a couple of 4x4s sitting underneath these things. But yeah, like I say though, with it sitting up against that north wall, those back press wheels were down, just gently resting on the stone, and so I couldn't turn them. However, they all feel good. And here, hopefully this week, if we can ever get them on the ball, we've actually talked to our tire guy, and we want to put new tires here across the back of this planter. And if it works out, also out on the wings. It's got 8 tires, 4 main ones across the center, and then 2 tires on each wing. And so 8 total. But these tires have been on this thing, well, as long as we've had it. And they are getting quite a bit of, starting to get some light weather checking and that kind of stuff. And you sure don't want to blow a tire out, and especially going down the road or even out in the field. But like I say, that's got the squeeze pump back to our normal setting. And chains all on, sprockets all in. And so that should have it. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button.